Okay, so I was gonna do one of those cliche my year of 2017 and how it's the best year of my life videos, but to be quite honest, that's just not my style and not my sort of thing. So 2017 to me was just one of those sort of years where I went through a lot of change. I bought my first car, I moved house, I sold 90% of my system, I've done a lot of stuff. I got my first sort of real job. I actually got that the year before, but I really started working there this year properly. And again, my YouTube channel has grown heaps. I've got sponsorships with companies. I'm working with companies. It's just been really, really good for me. But that's really all I want to cover in today's video. I don't really want to talk about all that. What is this car? What car am I sitting in right now? This isn't the interior that was tan in my Liberty, was it? And you might be noticing there's an R36 logo over on the seat. Now, this isn't a GTR. This is in fact a Volkswagen Passat R36, which is arguably just as rare and cool. Well, R36 GTRs don't even exist yet. But this car right here, it's not a very popular car. You don't see one of these every day when you drive down the street. Of course, you see a Volkswagen Passat, but not an R36. R32s are more common. There's one just down the road from me right now. But the R36 is sort of a rarer car that not too many people know about. This thing has a 3.6 litre VR6 engine, and man, it gets to 105.6 seconds. This is literally the fastest affordable car I can purchase for P plates. In Victoria, we have like restrictions on cars we can drive, and this is literally one of the fastest I can physically, legally drive on the road. And it's right here, and I'm holding one. I can feel the steering wheel of one. I can hold the shift knob of one, and it's just incredible to have. But the thing about these cars, well, I said a while ago I was thinking of selling the Liberty. I then made a video where I told you what I was gonna do to the Liberty, the plans I had to upgrade it, and then I changed my mind so many times that I ended up putting it on car sales, which is like a car sales sort of thing, hence the name, for Australia. And well, it sold a little bit later, and here we are in a Volkswagen Passat R36, and happier than ever. The Liberty was a great car, but it just had a lot of kilometers on it, and I was sort of hesitant as to how long I was going to keep the car for. That's why I didn't put subs and stuff in it, because I just didn't want to spend the money on it to find out 2 months later I was going to sell it, which I did anyway. So there you go. This car, however, is completely different. This is going to last me the next maybe 4 or 5 years. This will have subs in the back. It's going to do all that sort of stuff, and it's going to be awesome. So let's just give a little bit of backstory, yeah? Browsing car sales, as you do, acceleration highest to lowest, wanting a fast car, something a bit more, and the Liberty was a responsive car. It wasn't Nana's Corolla, but it wasn't quite a sports car. It didn't have that real feeling. Like, I'd put it in its manual, Tiptronic, whatever it's called, sport mode, shift it into manual, drive it like that all day, because the automatic in that couldn't pick what gear to be in for shit. And heading up my street just here where that black R32 is, I'd pop it in third, and I'd just put my foot to the floor, and it wouldn't get any speed up the hill. If anything, it'd start slowing down. It just didn't have the power, whereas with this, I can put this in fifth and go up that exact same hill, and if I put my foot anywhere past half throttle, you bet you I'm gaining speed. Ridiculous. This car actually gets up and flies. So I sold my Liberty. I went through like a little depressed stage there. It was really like one night, and I was like, what have I done? I hate myself. I shouldn't have sold that car. I'm going to regret this forever. And then anyway, to cheer myself up, I'd never looked at an R36, but I'd been looking at the model for like a month or two prior to that. So I jumped on car sales, found one locally, and said, well, in Melbourne, so, you know, a bit of a drive. And I went, you know what, call the place up. Do you still have the car? Can we come have a look at it? Anyway, I drove down there with my mum, had a look at the car, drove it around. That car wasn't the car for me. It was not in the greatest condition. The transmission was a bit clunky and jerky and shitty. But I developed an attachment to the R36 itself, hence the reason why I'm sitting in one right now and talking about my brand new car. So, a few weeks later, this pops up for sale on car sales, shitty photos, put me off it, read the description, interior protection, exterior protection, mint condition, one single female owner, all the stuff. And anyway, 43,000 kilometers on the clock on this thing, which is said miles just here. And anyway, I went and looked at it, and the thing is bloody mint condition. Everything, the seating inside is like, you can fault it on like 2 little things, and that's just nothing. Drives like a charm. It is absolutely awesome, and I could not be happier with my purchase. So there it is. I ended up talking to the lady a little bit later, found out she bought it in 2009, hence the 2009 model. She then went away to Singapore for 3 years, where the car was then locked up in storage for 3 whole years. And then back in 2012, then she collected the car, moved to Melbourne, had its 5,000 kilometer service in 2012. And then here it is today in my possession. Now with these cars as well, in Victoria we have P plates and there's rules and like restrictions as to what you can drive. And again, I've said this is like one of the fastest cars I can physically drive that is relatively affordable. And there goes my lights. Let's see if I can click those back on. Nope. Okay. So my car's just turned off. But anyway, what I was saying with that is the 2008 model of this car. Let me just grab the key, put it in the ignition, and see if I can get those lights to come back. Come on. There we go. So anyway, this being a 2009 is the exact one I wanted. It had the updated instrument layout where it's like white and blue instead of just red, which with the 2008 was red. This one's nice white and blue. And then in 2010, the P-plate rules for cars and their legislation is different. So again, in Victoria here we have stupid rules as to what cars we can and can't drive for the first 3 years of our license when we're on our P-plates, which is just basically saying you're a new driver, and that's when you can drive by yourself for the first time, and a whole bunch of stupid stuff like that. So you can't drive anything that is fast. Well, I shouldn't say this is a fast car. You can't drive anything that's really fast. You can't drive supercharged V8s in sedan bodies that weigh, you know, 1,800 kilos. It's just, I guess it makes sense. A lot of people don't have the skill, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, this particular car in the 2009 somehow skimped past that little, like I was reading it up on the Vic Roads website. That's like our, I don't even know what you call it, the people that manage the roads in Victoria. Vic Roads makes sense. Basically reading up on their thing, and it says cars prior to 2010, as long as they don't have a V8, they're not turbocharged, they're not supercharged, all this sort of stuff, and they're not deemed as a high-performance 6-cylinder. To me, this is a high-performance 6-cylinder. This thing goes from 0 to 105.6 seconds, top speed of 250 kilometers an hour, which is electronically limited. I'm sure they can go way further. But it somehow slipped through, not complaining. And then in 2010, the power to weight ratio was over the limit because it just is. It's just a fast car. It's just, I don't want to sound like I'm being cocky at all, but this is like the fastest car I can drive on my P-plates, and the thing flies compared to my previous car. So I bought this. Here it is. This is my new car. R36 Passat. It's black. I will have more videos definitely coming of the outside of the car. And I'm going to do some detailing videos, installing sub videos, although I probably won't do that myself. I've ordered a dash camera. I've done the interior lighting to cool white. That's the only mod I've done so far. And I've done the number plate light and puddle lights under the mirrors. But besides that, this car is bone stock. I have plans to do exhaust, stereo, wheels. As I said, I have a dash camera on the way. All this sort of stuff. And this car is going to become a big part of my channel over the next 12 months, as long while I'm here. As well as that, I'm going to be starting to get back into the audio stuff. I went a bit lazy for a couple months there, just sort of having a little bit of a break from the whole YouTube thing. Not that it's like super time consuming in that, but I just wanted to have like a step back to appreciate how much I actually enjoy doing it. So then when I can jump back in, I'm really appreciating it even more again. But here we are, you know, it's a new year. I'm not going to say new year, new me and do all that cliche stuff, but we're in a new house. We're going to have to come up with some video stuff because I don't have a huge system. I have some new sponsor sort of stuff happening, so there's going to be some cool stuff coming. We got a new car, so we're going to do car videos and things like that. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope you're having an awesome day, night, morning, whatever it is. I'll see you guys in the next video. If you want to see anything about this car, I'm just going to do sort of walkthrough of it, maybe a little drive around too, because it's awesome. Let me know if you want to see that. With that being said, if you aren't subscribed to my channel for some reason, make sure you are. Like the video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you enjoyed.